Have you ever heard of a hero so mighty, he wrestled with demons and charmed sorcerers? Long ago, when legends walked the earth, there was one name that echoed through the mountains of Persia, Rostam. This isn't just a story of muscle and might. It's a journey into the heart of what it means to be truly brave. Today, we're riding with him on his legendary horse, Rakhsh, as he faces the impossible, the Haft Khan, the 7 trials. Our story begins under a relentless sun, in a desert that stretched to the ends of the world. Rostam, the champion of Persia, was on a desperate mission to rescue his king. But before he could reach his destination, he had to conquer the 7 deadly challenges that lay in wait. The first trial wasn't a monster or a sorcerer, but something far more insidious, nature itself. For days, Rostam and his faithful steed Rakhsh journeyed through a blistering wasteland. The heat was a physical enemy, sucking the moisture from their bodies and the hope from their hearts. Their water was gone. Their strength was fading. Rostam, a man who could move mountains, was brought to his knees by thirst. Just as despair began to set in, he did the only thing he could. He prayed. And in that moment of pure faith, the heavens opened. A gentle rain fell, a divine miracle in the barren desert, quenching their thirst and renewing their spirits. Trial 1, conquered. But the desert's dangers were far from over. As night fell, a new terror emerged. While Rostam slept, a monstrous lion, a beast of legendary ferocity, crept through the shadows, its eyes fixed on the weary hero. But Rostam was not alone. Rakhsh, ever vigilant, sensed the danger. The stallion reared up, his powerful hooves striking the lion with the force of a thunderclap. The commotion woke Rostam, who, in a flash, drew his sword, but the battle was already over. Rakhsh stood victorious over the fallen beast. This second trial taught Rostam a crucial lesson. True strength isn't just about your own power, but the loyalty and courage of those who stand with you. Refreshed and emboldened, they pressed on, only to find their path leading through a lush, beautiful meadow. It seemed like a paradise after the harsh desert. A woman of breathtaking beauty appeared, offering Rostam a goblet of shimmering wine. She was enchanting, her voice like honey, promising rest and pleasure. But as Rostam reached for the cup, Rakhsh snorted and stamped his hoof, refusing to let his master drink. The horse saw what the hero could not, a dark magic hiding beneath a beautiful disguise. Realizing he had been tricked, Rostam looked closer. He praised the name of God, and the illusion shattered. The beautiful woman twisted into the grotesque form of a sorceress. With his blade in hand, Rostam lunged, and the sorceress vanished like smoke in the wind. The third trial was a test of perception, a reminder that the most beautiful temptations can often hide the deadliest traps. Trust your instincts and the wisdom of your companions. Their journey then brought them to the edge of a vast, dark plain, a place utterly devoid of light. This wasn't just physical darkness. It was a magical void that swallowed sound and sight. As they ventured in, Rostam became completely blind, separated from his loyal horse, Rakhsh. He was utterly alone, lost in an endless night. Fear began to creep in, but Rostam refused to surrender. He dismounted and felt his way forward, calling out for his horse, his voice swallowed by the oppressive silence. He walked and walked, his hands outstretched, relying on faith alone. Finally, his fingers brushed against Rakhsh's familiar coat. Reunited, they galloped forward, guided by an inner light, until they burst out of the darkness and back into the sun. This fourth trial tested his resolve in the face of absolute uncertainty. Leaving the darkness behind, they entered a green and fertile land. But this idyllic landscape held its own champion. As Rostam rested, the warden of the forest, a warrior named Olad, challenged him. Olad was a cunning fighter, thinking he could outsmart the great hero. They clashed in a fierce battle, but Rostam's strength was unmatched. He defeated and captured Olad, but instead of punishing him, Rostam showed him mercy. He promised Olad a share in his kingdom if he would guide him through the rest of the trials. Olad, humbled by Rostam's power and grace, agreed. The fifth trial wasn't just about winning a fight. It was about turning an enemy into an ally, proving that wisdom and diplomacy can be as powerful as any sword. Guided by Olad, they approached the fortress of the demon king Arzeng. The ground trembled with the roars and cries of a demonic army. A lesser man would have turned back, but Rostam was not a lesser man. Disguising himself as a salt merchant, he infiltrated the demon's camp. When the moment was right, he let out a war cry that shook the very mountains. He charged into the fray, a whirlwind of destruction. He fought his way to Arzeng himself, and in titanic struggle, defeated the demon king. His victory sent the rest of the demonic horde scattering in terror. The sixth trial was a masterclass in strategy and courage, showing that even against overwhelming odds, a single determined hero can turn the tide. Now, only one trial remained, the most terrifying of all. Olad led Rostam to a dark cavern, the lair of the DVV, the White Demon. This was the monster who held King K. Caboose and his men captive, blinding them with his dark magic. Rostam entered the cave alone, his heart pounding, but his purpose clear. The White Demon was a creature of nightmare, vast and powerful. Their battle was epic, a clash of light and shadow that made the mountain tremble. The demon was incredibly strong, and for a moment, it seemed Rostam might be defeated. He was wounded, his strength failing. But in that moment of doubt, he thought of his king, his people, and his duty. He found a new reserve of strength, a power born not of muscle, but of love and loyalty. With a final, earth-shattering effort, he seized the White Demon, lifted him high, and broke his body, tearing out his evil heart. As the demon fell, its magic died with it. The darkness lifted from the land of Mazandaran. Rostam used the demon's heart to create a potion that restored the sight of King Caboose and his warriors. The king was free, the land was saved, and the 7 trials were complete. Rostam returned not as a boastful conqueror, but as a humble, wiser hero. The Haft Khan had tested his body, his mind, and his spirit. He learned that strength is found in faith, loyalty, and perception. He learned that mercy can forge alliances, and that true courage isn't the absence of fear, but the will to keep going even when you're terrified. The legend of Rostam teaches us that our own lives are a series of trials. We all face deserts of despair, sorcerers of temptation, and our own inner demons. But like Rostam, we have the strength within us to overcome them. Remember his journey when your own path seems dark. Every trial holds a lesson, every challenge hides a dawn, and every darkness will eventually end with light. Thanks for joining us on this epic journey through Persian mythology. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more legends from around the world, and let us know in the comments which hero's journey you'd like to explore next. Until then, keep believing in the hero within you. Nebula Notes, where facts go viral.